Hey guys, this is a how to play Cinderace like a pro guide. Cinderace is still currently one of the strongest attackers in the game. It might seem very straightforward and easy of a Pokemon, but there's still a lot of mistakes you can do in this Pokemon and a lot of things you can do wrong, and there's also some certain tips I can give to you guys, and I will go over hit items, gameplay, and moves. Cinderace is still currently one of the strongest junglers in the game. Yes, this Pokemon is a jungler, and what means a central area. It goes into the central area, it will not go to any lanes. It's absolutely terrible in lane, it has no last hitting, very bad early game. And the thing that makes Cinderace also so strong is getting a level lead in jungle just makes Cinderace an absolute beast. And this is what you kinda need. You need that level experience and that level lead for Cinderace to be actually a good Pokemon. If you're the same level or a bit under leveled compared to other Pokemon, you're just gonna get deleted left and right and you won't have enough damage to finish anyone off. For the build and hit items, we currently run Blaze Kick with Flame Charge, and that's the build I will be talking about in this video as well, and the moves I will be going on about. And we run Muscle Band with Scope Lens. Try to have these on level 30, very important, especially Scope Lens should be a level 13, one of your highest priority hit items. And for the last one, it was always Body Barrier, and I think it's probably Body Barrier, but you can choose Body Barrier or Focus Band is what I would recommend. I would not recommend just going full damage. In theory, you can also play Razor Claw or maybe an attack weight, but it's quite greedy. Cinderace still needs a bit of survivability, so you can go very aggressive, but I would still more recommend the Body Barrier or Focus Band. And for battle item, we go full here because Unite move can be actually cancelled quite easily. And in general, you have a lot of mobility already, right? You have Blaze Kick and Flame Charge, which both are kinda dashes. So you have a lot of mobility, so the only thing that can stop you is being CC'd. So we go full here, but if you're not confident with it, you can also go eject button. And if you're very, very greedy and very aggressive and you have like a Blissey Hooper team combo, you can also consider X attack. But my biggest recommendation is still full here. Let's start with the basic attack. It's very straightforward, just as damage. Like the boost out attack, just damage, and her normal basic attacks also just damage. And the most important thing about Cinderace is though that all of Cinderace's moves reset this boosted auto attack. So if we use one of our moves, boosted auto attack, we use a move, boosted auto attack. And that's very, very important to deal a lot of damage. Then let's talk about Cinderace passive. That's the little flame you see on the target dummy right now. Every basic attack gives you 1 stack. And every booster attack gives you 2 stacks, and every ability also gives you 2 stacks. And at 5, it explodes and deals damage to the enemy Pokemon. It has a bit of base damage, and it also does percentage damage, so very good at killing. That's why Cinderace is so strong at killing Zapdoses, Dreadnoughts, or tanks in general, because of this passive. So again, basic attack 1 stack, boosted auto attack 2 stacks, and every ability is also 2 stacks. You can see already charging back up. So that's very important to pay attention to. And in general, you just want to use your abilities as much as you can anyways to just get this damage done. Then we have the basic moves as well. We have Low Sweep and Ember. Ember's just a point and click damage tool, and it burns the target. And this burn also reduces special attack and attack for 5 seconds or something, or 5% for a few seconds, as long as they're burned. And then Low Sweep is just a dash that also does damage. Very straightforward. Cinderace passive actually is another effect as well. When you drop under half HP, you actually get bonus crit damage and bonus attack speed for 6 seconds. This has a 30-second cooldown as well. So this is what makes Cinderace also a lot of damage. You can see on the bottom right now, we now have it active for 6 seconds. We have bonus attack speed and bonus crit damage. And this is why you have to be careful. When you drop a Cinderace under half HP and you're not sure if you can actually win this, you have to be careful. Cinderace will start doing a ton of more damage. That obviously goes for you as well. If you notice you're Cinderace and you're fighting someone and you're about to drop under half HP, and you know that you haven't been under half HP for quite a while, you can actually decide, oh, maybe I can actually stick hit this guy. I will have so much damage coming out now. Let's just keep fighting. Now Cinderace's first evolution is at level 5. We don't get an ability though, so that's already the problem. Why you want to play Cinderace in jungle. It takes so long to get your moves up, right? So first move is on level 7. You can decide between Pyro Ball and Blaze Kick. In this guide, again, I will go over Blaze Kick. And Blaze Kick is again, target ability. You target something, and you can decide where you want to jump to. So you jump to the target, and if you press nothing, you do like a small backflip, and you also shove the opponent away. But what you can do with Blaze Kick is you can move your left joystick when you're on top of someone, and you can decide where you want to go. So if you keep your cursor, like let's say I'm going to move this to the right, on top, you will jump over the target. You can jump in any direction you want. Just have to do it with your movement cursor. And yeah, it's also nice done. And it also makes your next boost attack, or like it always does crit damage. So this always crits as well. While Scope Lens is also very nice, because every Blaze Kick, you know, if it crits, your Scope Lens does extra damage with it. That's also quite neat. And this is just where Cinderace and same mobility comes from. As soon as you get level 7, you turn an absolute monster. You can chase down opponents, you can jump over walls. And, well, you can only jump like this over a wall, though. That's very, very important as well. You can only jump in this direction, right? So you can jump towards the target, but you can't jump back over a wall. That is not possible. I think it used to be possible, but since they made it like you can choose where you want to land, they removed the wall jumping. But you can still target something across a wall, jump to it, and then go somewhere else as well. And just like Ember, this move also burns. You can see it being burned, which also reduces attack and special attack of the opposing Pokemon that got hit by Blaze Kick. On level 8, we pick up Flame Charge, which is pretty similar to Low Sweep. It also just does damage in a line. And you also have a dash. And this dash will actually go over walls. So this one, you can go over walls as much as you want. Of course, you have to, the wall doesn't have to be big enough, but you can dash over walls. And this is one of the abilities as well that just allows Cinderace to run full heal, because you have so much ability, right? You have Blaze Kick, who can you reposition with, and you have Flame Charge as well, that allows you to just dash anywhere you want. At level 9, we pick up Cinderace Unite, which is a very weird to aim ability. So you can actually decide who you want to go for, but you can see it's like very unresponsive, so it's actually quite hard to aim. But yeah, it shoots out a big ball, it does damage, it replies one of your passive stacks, gives Cinderace a bit more extra move speed, and it also does missing damage, missing HP damage. This is why Cinderace is so good at last hitting objectives as well. You can see I'm just going to cast some Unite moves on this, and you can see it's quite hard to drag. But the lower the enemy goes on HP, the more damage it will start dealing. Just going to kill this very fast. And yeah, so this is why Cinderace, you always see Cinderace backdooring or like backcapping, and there you saw, there was a lot of damage. This is why you always see Cinderaces start backcapping or being in this brush doing Zapdos, right? They're like, oh, I'm just gonna snipe the Zapdos. But I mean, yeah, it does very good damage. It does very good damage to Zapdos. And it's a great, great last tool. The CrinSheroes is angry right now. Gonna can show it on Zapdos as well very fast. It's a great last hitting tool. So right now already on half HP, it does a good amount of damage as well. But again, dragging it over is quite difficult, right? Dragging this over is not very fun, so it's very hard in late game teamfights to actually start doing it. And right now, this should be enough. There we go, Unite move, and bam. You can see how much damage it actually does. Quite crazy damage. So great last hitting tool, and it's something you really have to become good at. But obviously that's not the win condition you should always play for. You should always just look for the teamfight first. But in case the Zapdos gets slow and you step your Unite move up, that's something you can look out for. Let's also talk about the full heal. This is why we have full heal, because Unite move can be cancelled quite easily right here. And if this happens, there's a high chance you lose the teamfight instantly. If this happens, if you maybe run Buddy Bear as well, at least in the last patch where Buddy Bear was the meta, if this happened to you, you were doomed. So to prevent this, we press full heal, we Unite move, and we can't get cancelled. Very straightforward. And this is why full heal is also very good on Cinderace in teamfights, especially if you also look to like last hit the Dreadnought, right? If Dreadnought gets low on HP, then you are able to just maybe full heal and be able to stick at the last hit without getting stunned, similar to like Dragon Knight. So if it drops low on HP, we prop for full heal, we can't get interrupted, and we get the last hit. Level 11 is one of the biggest power spikes for Cinderace, where we get Blaze Kick Plus, and it gives us a ton of attack speed. This is just normal attack speed of Cinderace, right here. And notice me lose Blaze Kick. You can see how much more damage we do. It's such a crazy power spike. Gives Cinderace so much attack speed, so much single target damage in team fights, and just absolutely shreds enemy tanks as well. And on level 30 we pick up Flame Charge Plus, which just gives you a slow on the next boosted auto attack. And since we always get a boosted auto attack after using all of Cinderace moves, it will always slow. So we do Flame Charge, and now the target is slowed for a tiny bit. Nothing too crazy, but it's still very good at like catching up to someone. I mean, Cinderace is someone who pretty much always has red buff. Since Cinderace is a jungle Pokemon, it pretty much always has red buff. But in case you don't have red buff, it's still a nice slow to have. So again, just Flame Charge, boosted auto attack, since you always have one, and the enemy is slowed. This is one of the most fun tricks Cinderace as well. So a lot of people don't know about this. I've made a video before on this. You can actually remove the Blaze Kick animation, this one, and make it go very, very fast with Flame Charge as a combination. So what you do is when you're on top of someone with Blaze Kick, you just Flame Charge into direction, and you can see how much distance I gain, right? I gain so much distance so fast, just on top of someone, and you Flame Charge away into whatever direction you want to go. And it's absolutely crazy for like chasing or escaping someone. You can see how much distance I gain, right? This would be normally it. Like if I do it without it, you see how much slower that is. And now we just completely negate everything of it. And we kind of just, it looks like we're teleporting around, right? It literally looks like we're teleporting around. It's absolutely crazy, and it's something you should get used to. Can also kind of do it on walls like this and go back over the wall without maybe our opponents understanding what's even happening. So quite a useful combo to do. Besides that, again, Cinderace is a very straightforward character, as I said, so positioning is the most important thing, right? You're a range type by carry, so you always want to play at max range if you can. You want to juggle your boosted auto attacks as much as you can, and you want to make sure that you actually get every boosted auto attack off between your moves as well. So you don't really want to jump into your opponents until you see an opportunity, so you pretty much always hit the closest target to you. And if maybe it's sometimes see an opportunity to go in, you can start going in. But again, we just walk back to max range, we try to kite our opponents at our max range. So it's very, very important to understand what your max range auto attack is. means here you can just hold A click plus, you can just pretty much hold A down as well in team fights. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but like it totally works just holding A on this character and not having to spam it as well. But in general, I think it's always better just to have a feel for like your auto attacks in general and just using A clicking instead. Let's jump into some gameplay. So we always low sweep over this wall. Very straightforward, right? We have a movement ability, and then you will start seeing me always make sure that I use an ability after my boosted auto attack has been used. So we kill this, we can go here as well. I'm gonna build up a boosted auto attack. You can just do that by standing still. Then we do a low sweep, boosted auto attack, Ember, boosted auto attack, and we clear things much faster for the early game already too. I actually made a mistake, he left it on 1 HP, I really thought it would die. Again, boosted auto attack, flame charge or low sweep, boosted auto attack, Ember. I mean, a character's not that difficult, but this is something I noticed that people don't really do a lot as well. And it's a lot of damage you miss out on if you don't use your moves between boosted auto attack, right? It's a lot of damage you miss out on. If it means that you get less stacks for your blaze. And now for early game, we're not a strong character. The only strong character thing we have is red buff. Red buff is what makes us good for early game. Making sure I get this A-bomb here, now we can start auto-attacking the Snorlax, get our red buff in, boosted auto attack, Ember, boosted auto attack, and we keep auto attacking, proccing our blaze. And then we have to kind of be careful. So yeah, you have to be very careful early game. You're very squishy, and your damage output is still pretty low. Even though you have blaze, which is percentage damage, it's still not much early game. So what you want to do as Cinderace is be very efficient in farming. So I'm already basing here, I don't want to spend too much time in the lane. That's very important. Cinderace, you have to be efficient, you have to be the highest level in the game, and then you will start just doing absolute wonders over the enemy team. Doing the blue buff instantly again, going for my red buff. So this is a character where you pretty much do always 6 buffs before the first Dread spawns, which can kind of guarantee you level 9. I mean, you really want to be level 9. You have the last hit for Dread, or you just have the chance to actually team fight, right? So now we sped run to level 7, we get Blaze Kick, and now we can actually start looking for ganks. We have our last evolution as well, which means we have more stats, and we can start looking for ganks. Going for the mid-corp fishes now. Luckily, they're still up. Again, juggling my boosted auto attacks as much as I can. Boosted auto attack, Blaze Kick, boosted auto attack, killing another corp fish. And now we can look for a gank on top side maybe, but I see the enemy Cinderace. I have to be careful here, my team is on the other side, but we can start maybe going from slowly, but I don't want to overextend this right now. I have a still small lead over him, not too much. Don't want to necessarily throw that away, right? If your teammates can't react to Cinderace, has to be very careful, right? You're super squishy, you have low mobility, but you still, if anything touches you, can still be one-shot as well. Of course, you can also one-shot enemy squishies very fast too. But in the end, your positioning is very important and understanding where you can live or not. Sadly, the enemy Cinderace actually gets the gank off on bot lane now. My team does die, but I'm at my buffs, so I'm just going to take my buffs again, and I will be easily level 9. For this Dread fight, we take blue buff, take red buff, and you can see every single time I attack something, I always make sure that my boosted auto attack comes directly before the move. Flame charge in here, go towards the Eldegoss, kill him as well, and I'll be level 9. And in this scenario, I can either just look to last hit, or I can look to kill the enemy Cinderace. And my goal is just killing the enemy Cinderace right here, because if he's dead, I'm pretty guaranteed that we can win this Dread, so I actually go very deep for him. Pop my full heals so my Unite move doesn't get cancelled randomly, and we get 2 nice kills. And now I instantly run back to the Dreadnought. I'm not going to waste time trying to get points here. Would be wasted time. Boosted auto attacks again between abilities. Here I'm going to use the Blaze Kick as a last hit. Again, the Blaze Kick is not good last hitting, but it always quits, right? So in the end, I still want to Blaze Kick there, just to make sure that we get the last hit there. Also, an important thing is, onto a rested or Unite moved Snorlax, you can't jump over with Blaze Kick. You actually get stuck on him. And here again, we do boosted auto attack, flame charge, boosted auto attack. I'm going to auto attack again, so my boosted auto attack is up. And then we do use our moves afterwards. So you can't Blaze Kick over a Unite moved Snorlax or a resting Snorlax. You actually just get stuck on top of him. It's quite weird. Going back to jungle, again, you want to be efficient. Your jungle buff should not be more up than like 20 seconds unless there was a long team fight or you died or something, right? You pretty much want to clear them as soon as they spawn. And that for the rest of the game. Yeah, it's a bit maybe boring, but that's just MOBAs, right? You gotta farm. Farming is the most important thing. We now B spawn at 550, so I'm heading towards bot side now, clearing my bot side. Looking for those bees. I could be a top Rotom fight, but if I don't have Unite move up, it's quite scary as a jungler to fight if you don't have Unite move up, because if you're the one that dies and you get Unite move by the enemy team, right, you often don't have a chance. Unite moves in this game are super strong, so I'd rather just go for the safe farm. On the other side of the map, of course, my team could die without me, but if I die with my team, it's even worse. So just decide to just farm the entire bot side. I got 2 buffs there, got the Audinos, the Corpfish, the Bee, and already level 12. So very high level, one entire level over the enemy Cinderace. Now I can slowly look towards top side still. Sadly, Rotom just disappeared. I could have maybe made it. Blaze kicking onto the Snorlax, start auto-attacking him. I could have full hit the heavy slam there, but I didn't think I was going to die from it. Auto-attack this arena, and we get a nice kill. Trying to get 50 coins in now. Gotta be very careful though. Would be a nice overkill, and we actually get it off as well. So, still made to our team in time. Get a nice 50 goal in. And again, we recall, our buffs are back up. The bot side is about to respawn. Dread's about to be in 12 seconds, and I have a lot of damage to just kill this very fast. I just flame charge their forward. I had a boosted auto-attack up, but I just want to make it fast with the buff. And make sure I get double buff. I'm going to be level 13 as well, which gives me the flame charge plus. Again, not the most important thing, but it's nice to have another auto attack slow. But again, I have red buff, right? So in the end, it's like kind of whatever. But we get stats for level 13, so that is also still a very, very important thing. Start auto attacking now. Again, you can see me just staying at max range, right? Until I can maybe get a kill. You blaze kick onto the Serena, get more attack speed, but I instantly have to flame charge back. And now the team fight is looking quiet. I'm still at my Unite move, and I just do it right now because the enemy Cinderace Unite move me. I blaze kick over him, stun a bit, flame charge back into him. I full heal the Pikachu stun, and we get away from now. I can still play right now. Cinderace has very good lifesteal as well. Maybe something I should have mentioned, but yeah, Cinderace's lifesteal right now, you can see it, healing on every single basic attack. So the Pikachu really wants me right now. Blaze kick over the Dread to him, and we start attacking him. So blaze kick, just this is a blaze kick thing. It has so much mobility it gives to you. Can make it to your opponent so easy. And now we're already 14.5. On our way to level 15. Again, another character where you always want to be 14 and 15 on Zapdos. If you're not 14 or 15 on Zapdos, you're probably doing something wrong. Probably you're fighting too much. Yeah, I know fighting is very fun. But if you're not 14, 15, by the time Zapdos spawns as Cinderace, you're doing something terribly wrong, especially as a jungler. Of course, if you're laning, which I think you shouldn't lane on Cinderace, then it would be totally fine not to be level 14 or 15. But in the end, that's not what we do, right? So, flame charging onto this, blaze kicking him, just killing the Rotom. I have blue buff right now, so I just hope that my blue buff gets it. And my blue buff auto attack does get the Rotom last hit. Staying at max range again. You can only see me go deep if I either can confirm a kill, or I know that I'm not in danger of dying, right? So there you go. Again, just playing at my max boosted auto attack range as much as I can. Checking if their buffs are up. Pushing this Rotom is super pointless. Like, I do not want to be up here. If I'm up here, there's a high chance I'm going to die. These second Rotom pushes just never work out anyways. The second goal is way too hard to dive. Especially with jump pads now, people just respawn, they jump back onto you. There's absolutely no chance of pushing it in. And I'm level 15. If I die now, I give them so much experience. Yes, I could maybe reset my death timers, but obviously I do not want to reset my death timer still, because as a level 15 character, if the Serena kills me, he gets like 1 or 2 levels of experience, which is just not worth it. Going back now, staying in max auto attack range. Serena gladly Unite moved. I was looking for the Snorlax as well. Blaze kick it back from him, flame charge away, and we get a kill on the Serena. I actually kind of went almost a bit too deep there. Was looking for the Snorlax too. And I'm just resetting my buffs. The buffs are also very important to have for later on. Again, the red buff, auto attack slow. The blue buff can give you a lucky last hit on Zapdos as well. It can happen. It doesn't always happen, but yeah. Jumping back over now. Now I make sure that I play my front line. I'm gonna wait for now. Like, this is not a character you can walk up with, because if you walk up, the enemy team will instantly Unite move, right? You're the #1 target the enemy team wants to kill. So if I walk up and get Serena Unite moved, I'm already kinda in the trouble. But I know she doesn't have Unite move right now. Just gonna start auto-attacking it, looking for the enemy Cinderace now if I can maybe reach. But yeah, the Pikachu's here, and we just try to kill this Pikachu very fast, but he did use his Unite move. Now I'm just trying to lifesteal. I don't want to do Zapdos here, I'm just lifestealing. You can see, just healing back up a bit so I have more HP. Now I can go back into the team fight, auto-attack the Snorlax, we kill him very, very fast. Finish him off with a Blaze Kick, 3 of them are dead. And again, looking to auto-attack Zapdos to lifesteal. Now we can start looking at, I have my Unite move as well to last hit, as I demonstrated earlier. But I still want to look for the other Cinderace. I don't want him to have a chance of sniping it away, right? Serena's back, Blaze Kick over him, stun him with it. Nice chain CC by my teams as well. The Cinderace is very zoned out right now, so I'm just deciding to just kill Zapdos right now. Unite move, drag it to the left. Don't auto-aim it there. If I auto-aim it there, it goes onto Snorlax. And there's the Flame Charge, Blaze Kick tech as well. We Blaze Kick, Flame Charge. We gain so much distance there. And make it over the wall here. Score 100 points. At this point, we obviously try to go back to base. But there's the Blaze Kick over wall as well. And you see how much mobility we have, right? We just Flame Charge, Blaze Kicked. And we just gained a lot of distance. Sadly, I still get Eldegoss Unite moved. And I end up dying here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was fun. I hope you learned something. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I see you guys in the next guide. Bye!